welcome everyone to another episode of the In the Hot Seat podcast. And hopefully you're enjoying your spooky season. I know I am. I have a Halloween party to actually get to just next Saturday, so a lot to look forward to with that. And I'll be dealing with that. So I know NWA will be on that day, but I will be having the NWA pay-per-view review for the upcoming pay-per-view. Probably maybe sometime that Sunday into Monday, so there will be a little bit of a delay for that in terms of the next podcast and everything. So I will be catching up on things probably around Sunday when I get back home. But for today, it is about for Impact Wrestling, the biggest show of the year, Bound for Glory. And not only that, we do have some breaking news that I saw this morning when I woke up, and that is about it's time to cross the line again because TNA Wrestling, the name TNA, Total Nonstop Action, is coming in 2024. Seeing that was really dope and exciting news, so I'm very happy about that. And to see the TNA name as a whole come back, besides just seeing Impact Wrestling, so that definitely feels like home. For sure, since I've been a fan of Impact Wrestling, basically TNA, since 2006, where I found that randomly on the TV and I saw Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe and the likes of that, AJ Styles on TV, and I've been hooked ever since. So, really exciting stuff there, definitely for sure. We also had the Hall of Fame as well for Impact Wrestling for Bound for Glory, where we had Tracy Brooks being inducted, and as well Mike Tenay and Don West actually being inducted as well, which is very nice to see that, and very well deserving. But getting right into everything that happened on the main show for Bound for Glory, which we had a lot to actually deal with, no really particular order. When it comes to this, when we had the Call Your Shot Gauntlet on this, I feel like there was a lot that was dealt with in terms of with a lot of the storylines being added into this. We also had the debuting of Sunny Kiss. She was able to actually show up, which is really awesome, and see her interact with Zell Shaw, both of those two women, which were really cool. One of my favorite moments of the actual matchup and everything. We saw a lot of other surprises as a result, like Matt Cardona reuniting with Brian Myers and stuff like that. So made things really awesome, which with basically what made the icing on the cake, the wowest moment of the actual match, basically, is when Jordan Grace actually was able to win the match, and the first actual woman to actually win the Call You Shot gauntlet, which is really crazy on that, and it's almost kind of hard to believe. So I was a little bit taken by surprise, but you almost forget that. So that is really cool that Jordan Grace winning the Call Your Shot gauntlet on that, since coming back and re-signing for Impact Wrestling, and now TNA again. So that's going to be really cool to see what she'll be doing next. I'm sure she'll want the Knockouts title again. I can definitely see that going for her. So really awesome. So congrats. Definitely congratulations to Jordan Grace. We had the Monsters Ball. We had PCL Moose, Steve Macklin, and Rhino all on this one. And being able to use the weapons and everything else between Steve Macklin being pretty much in the zone and everything, and wanting to take out like Moose and Rhino and PCO. Especially PCO, since some people had problems with him as of late. But PCO able to come back and get a win and everything, so that's really cool for him. There, the tag team titles were on the line. The Rascals and ABC, the Ace of Base, the Chris Bay, dealing well with Ace Austin on that, and being able to have a really fun back and forth match, and as well ABC actually gaining back the tag team titles, which is really awesome there. And then we get into, which is probably one of the matches of the year. I very much see that. If this isn't, then I don't know what is, at least in the top 5 or something like that. Will Ospreay and Speedball Mac Bailey having a really dope and badass back and forth matchup. Definitely for sure, a lot of near falls and everything, and made it hard to see who was going to actually get the win. It was very back and forth, really cool stuff. Will Ospreay, I believe, getting his win and showing up at Impact Wrestling and for Bound for Glory. I don't know if he's going to be showing up more often. That would be really nice, but that remains to be seen on that. Then we get into the X Division title match, Chris Sabin and Kenta on this one. I've been enjoying Kenta being able to do his thing and everything lately, so it's nice to see him again. He's definitely been one of my favorites. So these two having another back and forth matchup, Chris Sabin able to retain and keep his X Division championship as well on top of that, for sure. So really cool stuff on that. Then we get into which I felt like should have been the main event in the way I thought it was, but obviously wasn't. The co-main event ended up being the Knockouts title match. Trinity and Mickie James going head to head, showing that Mickie James obviously wanting the Knockouts title back. Trinity looking to actually keep her title at all costs and everything. Made it for a really exciting matchup, and Trinity able to retain her title. Both Trinity and Mickie James able to have a moment together, which was really touching, and that was really sweet for sure. So I enjoyed that. So that's why I felt like with them having the respect for one another, I felt like, especially everything else that happened throughout the match, I felt like that was or should have made evented for sure. And then, of course, speaking of the main event, where we had the Impact World title, Alex Shelley and Josh Alexander. Of course, Josh Alexander recently coming back from injury, wanting of course, the world title and everything, and showing that to Alex Shelley. But Alex Shelley wasn't having much of that, and having a very competitive back and forth match for like a lot of these throughout the night, and having Alex Shelley retain the world title. So that's really cool there. So I'm not too sure if these will continue things or not, or we'll see another challenger for Alex Shelley. That remains to be seen. But Bound for Glory, I felt like was definitely so far one of my favorite shows of the year. I'm not gonna lie on that. So that was really cool. Of course, dealing with AEW Collision and as well Battle of the Belts on the same night. So I felt like Bound for Glory was the winner in my personal opinion. Those are my thoughts. What are your own thoughts? Leave a like, as always, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay notified for all things in the Hot Seat Podcast. Check out the link tree as always. I'll leave a comment in the comment section, or if you want to talk about Bound for Glory on the socials, that's totally fine as well. And until then, I'll catch everyone next time for another episode of the Hot Seat Podcast.